Hi guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Today I'm going to be sharing with you an intermittent fasting update, and also I'm going to share with you what supplements I have been using that I have found to be particularly helpful to me in getting back into the intermittent fasting, but also just in general helping me feel a whole lot better, a whole lot more energetic. I'm going to do that part of the video towards the end, so if you're not interested in that, you can definitely tune out. So I'm going to start with intermittent fasting. So for the last month, in fact, since I uploaded my last update, which if you missed that, I will link it down below, I have been making a very concerted effort to do the intermittent fasting again much more consistently. For me, it worked the best when I was doing it 7 days a week. And admittedly, when we moved last year, it was very hard for me to maintain it because of stress levels. I am someone who eats a lot, especially when I get stressed. So I was back to eating breakfast a lot of mornings when in fact that in the end didn't help me feel any better. It only satiated that like just thing in my head that was like, put the food in your mouth. It made my body actually feel like garbage, because for me, I find that skipping breakfast, doing the 16-8 split, makes me feel so much better. It gives my gut a break, which is a huge thing for me. It helps with bloating. It just helps me be a lot more energetic, a lot more focused, just better overall. So for the last month, actually month and a half now, I have been getting back into the intermittent fasting. Not 100% perfect, but I am like 95% there. There were a couple of mornings, namely when I was visiting my parents, where I had breakfast because my dad made breakfast and I felt bad being like, no, I'm doing intermittent. He would be like, what? I just ate the breakfast. But again, as soon as I did, I just noticed that like, I just didn't feel good for the rest of the day. And that's what really keeps me going with the intermittent fasting when I start doing it, is like, I just noticed right away a difference in my body in terms of how I feel. I, at this point, could certainly stand to lose a little bit of weight. I have not started noticing any kind of drastic fluctuations in the way that I look. Those of you that are new, I don't weigh myself. I know that drives some of you crazy. I did weigh myself last fall and realized that I had started gaining some weight when I really stopped and like almost completely fell off with the intermittent fasting. And but other than that, I don't use my scale. I just find that it's best for me to not do that because I'm an obsessor, and I will obsess about numbers if I start getting into that. And I can't let myself become that person because it's just very unhealthy for me personally. I do realize that that is what motivates a lot of people, is seeing numbers coming down. My motivation really comes from, are my clothes fitting better? Am I getting less of that like fluffy feeling around my sides? You know, like just the way that my body looks in the mirror is a little bit more important to me than the numbers. So I judge by that. Fit of clothes, the way that I look, and then, you know, the most important is the way that I feel. So my 16-8 split has actually a lot of mornings been like, I've been fasting for more like 17 hours. My new thing is that I need to completely be done with eating around 7 o'clock at night, because I find that that gives me a little bit of time to not work off my dinner, but it just gives me a chance to move around a little bit more, get a little bit more housework done, get things in my body moving, and then when I get into bed, I'm not feeling as stuffed and full anymore, and that helps me sleep better. So for me, I am trying to go between 7 p.m. and noon. That's kind of my aim every single day. Some days I do eat lunch at 11 or 11:30, but mostly it's been, you know, noon. So I am also doing only 1 cup of coffee in the morning And then I can do tea. I can have all the tea I want. I do drink caffeine-free tea. So my only caffeine intake is from the cup of coffee that I have every morning as soon as I wake up at 5:30. And that's basically it. I'm trying to consume more water, which is hard for me. I don't like water. I know that that seems weird to some people. I can drink sparkling water, but I do feel bad about the number of Talking Rain bottles that we go through in this house. I am gonna look into one of those SodaStream machines. I think that might be a good Mother's Day present for me if my husband is watching. Because for me, plain water is very difficult. It reminds me when I was pregnant with my daughter and I was really, really sick. I had horrible morning sickness for like the first 5-6 months. I just didn't feel very well at all. And one of the things that I knew that I had to do if I couldn't eat was to at least consume water. And so now I equate just plain tap water with morning sickness, and it's just a really bad memory for me. Not that I wasn't excited about having my daughter, but like I was so nauseous all the time. And it just takes me back to that, and I can't. I don't like it. So I'm trying to consume more water. Another thing that I'm trying to really hard keep in mind is that with the intermittent fasting, for me personally, I just can't eat all the food that I want. I can't take in a ton of calories during my eating window. If you're doing intermittent fasting to lose weight, it doesn't mean that you can just shovel in like 4,000 calories during your eating window and then expect to like lose weight or to feel better. You do have to not really heavily restrict your calories, but you do have to be conscious of the fact that you can't eat like a hippo. You know, you really have to like be mindful of what you're putting in your mouth. Make sure that, you know, if you're gonna eat grains, whole grains, make sure that you're getting your vegetables in, your fruits. If you eat meat, if that's your source of protein, make sure you get an adequate amount but not too much protein. If you're a vegetarian, obviously, you know, you have a completely different diet from what I do. I do eat meat. I still have people on my videos like swearing up and down that the only way to really do intermittent fasting successfully is by also doing keto. I'm not gonna do keto. I don't think it's healthy, you guys. I am starting to see a lot of studies coming out where, you know, they say, yeah, you can lose weight, but the long-term like health implications of eating that particular diet, like they're just not sure that that is really the best thing. So for me, I wouldn't want to eat that way anyway. That doesn't look enjoyable to me. Like, yeah, I could have all the bacon and avocado that I wanted, but I don't want to just eat that. And I am well aware that there are other things that are included within that, but I really like carbs. I'm not gonna cut out carbs. I'm just not. And I don't think that I have to, because I got to a place eating just a well-balanced diet, which I think is really the best way to do this. Eating a well-balanced diet, doing the intermittent fasting, and being active. And that's another thing. The gym, I have started going more consistently again. It's hard getting back into that too, you guys. It is really difficult to fall off the wagon when you were so like good at what you were doing. And then if you just quit, it's almost heartbreaking. Like I go to the gym now and I struggle. Like I try to lift the same amount of weight that I was doing kind of at my peak, and I can barely do it anymore. I really feel like I'm kind of starting over, especially with my weight training. I'm trying to incorporate a little bit more cardio into what I'm doing. So I'm doing half weight training, half cardio. When I go to the gym, I'm typically there for at least an hour and a half, usually 2 hours. So I try to do an hour of weight training and an hour of cardio. If something does have to get cut because of time, I will usually cut the cardio down. I would rather do the weight training. That works best for my body. I have a very athletic build to me. I am at my most like comfortable weight. I'm a solid size 10. I am not a dainty woman. I never have been, even when I was younger. I have a lot of muscle mass, and I find that when I really work on building those muscles, it helps me stay thinner looking, a lot more fit, a lot more lean looking, I guess I should say. So weight training is a little bit more important to me than cardio, but I understand for, cardiovascular health that also, doing either the stairs or the treadmill or the elliptical is kind of a good thing to incorporate. Obviously, you can also get your cardio outside with hiking and taking walks to the park or whatever it is that you want to do. But so that's kind of that update there. I feel like I'm starting to see some progress. Nothing drastic though. I think this is going to be a process. I'm hoping that by the end of summer that I am back where I was. I think I can do it, especially now that I am starting to watch my calories a little bit more. I am aiming personally for about 1,600 to 1,800 calories a day. I find that particular intake is more than adequate for me. I usually feel full. And I'm also trying to focus on cutting out a little bit of sugar. So that's tough. If you have a sugar addiction, it's really hard. But I'm really finding that particular caloric range is making me feel really satiated, and combining that with going to the gym and the intermittent fasting, I think by fall I can be where I want to be. So fingers crossed. Let me know down below how you're doing if you got back into the intermittent fasting with me. I'm always curious about your guys' updates as well. So now I'm going to talk about my supplements. Again, I know that for some of you this is not interesting, so please feel free to tune out at this point. So I have started taking some new supplements that I have found to be very helpful to me. I personally take my supplements right before I am breaking my fast because I find my body is more easily able to digest the supplements when I combine them with food. If I take anything on an empty stomach, it does cause me a little bit of nausea. But taking them right before and then having a really nice hearty lunch helps me absorb everything. I feel much better. So I'm going to start with just my general multivitamin. I will link these below. So I get these from Dr. Vitamin Solutions. They do send me supplements from time to time to be able to try out. So all three of these they sent me to try out. And as soon as I run out, I'm going to purchase them myself because I really believe in these and they have made a huge difference. This is the Garden of Life Vitamin Code Liquid Multivitamin. So a liquid multivitamin is really good for me because it doesn't make me feel nauseous. When I take the pills, a lot of times I get really sick, even if I take them with food. For whatever reason, one capful of this I can digest very easily, and I feel like I just get this amazing boost of energy whenever I take this product. I am not gonna lie, it smells and tastes kind of awful. It has a very strong, like herbal, spirulina, kale type smell to it. And I find that just taking it like a shot, not sipping it, just take it and then following it up with like a good 8 ounces of water is a good way for me to get this down. This has a ton of really good things for you in here. So you have like your usual vitamin A, vitamin C, D, E, K, thiamine, vitamin B2, niacinamide, vitamin B6, folate is in here, vitamin B12, there's biotin in here, calcium, magnesium, zinc, just tons of really good stuff. By the way, my dog, you might hear her squawking in the background. I'm crate training her, so she's doing a half hour in the crate. So if the squeaking is her like letting me know that she's ready to come out. But yeah, so basically the way that I take this is every single day, like I said, right before I break my fast, I shake this up really well. You do have to keep it in the fridge. So after you open it, put it in the fridge. And you are going to take a shot of this and then follow it with some water and you are good to go. So this has just a lot of really great stuff in it. This is vegetarian. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free. There's no artificial colors or flavors. There are 46 superfoods in here, including 34 raw organic fruits, veggies, and sprouts. There's no isolates, there's no synthetic nutrients in here. This is a little bit spendy, but I'm telling you right now, it is worth every penny. It is the best multivitamin that I've ever taken. All right, another thing that I take, and this is pretty self-explanatory, this is the Immune Power Immuno Synbiotic. This is a prebiotic and a probiotic. I take 4 of these a day. That's the serving size. And probiotics help my gut. Admittedly, I have some gut issues, but I find that taking these pills, 1, keeps me very regular, which is important, and 2, it makes my whole body feel better. I find that my skin is a lot clearer when I take probiotics on a regular basis. If you're not taking them and you are just a regular, reasonably healthy person, incorporating something like this, I'm telling you, will make a difference in your gut. Okay. The very last thing that I take is a CoQ10. Now this one is in a liquid format. I will link this down below. This is very easy to take. I shake this up and I put 2 squirts of this into my mouth. So I literally like spray it into my mouth. I take coenzyme Q10 for a few key reasons. The first is that it's really good for your heart. It can help with headaches. I do get migraines. And this I have found has helped for sure. As you age, your CoQ10 levels in your body just naturally decline. So this boosts those levels back up again. And again, you're getting help with headaches. You are going to help with cardiovascular health. There are benefits to your brain. I think just overall, it is a good supplement to take if you're not getting it in your multivitamin. There is some, there's some history of stroke in my family as well as some heart issues. And so for me, it's especially now that I'm in my 40s, I'm very conscious of stuff like that and trying to do as much as I can to get my body into the best possible shape and to replace anything that is just naturally declining as a result of aging. For vanity reasons, CoQ10, it's an amazing antioxidant, and it can also help with skin as well. So if you're only taking it for that reason, it can help your skin look its best as well. So something to look into as well. But just the heart benefits, the brain benefits are just very important. And that is something that is a must for me now going forward. So all right, you guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off there. I will leave the links for these products down below for you. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And again, give me an update on how you're doing with intermittent fasting down below in the comments. And hopefully we can cheer each other on and continue down this journey because it is a really great lifestyle for me personally. It's not gonna work for everybody, but if it works for you, it's a very easy thing to do that can keep your body just kind of at its optimal working capacity, I guess. That's what I view intermittent fasting as for me. It's just a way to keep my body working better and at the same time also helping me look my best. So all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.